This is TVC News at 7, reaching you live from our headquarters here in Lagos. We'll begin from the nation's capital, where the Nigerian Senate has screened and confirmed the acting governor of the Central Bank of Nigeria, Olayemi Cardoso, and 4 others nominated by President Bola Tinubu as deputy governors. Mr. Cardoso, who replaced the then acting CBN governor, Folashodun Shonubi, had assumed office last Friday while waiting for the confirmation by the Senate. The nominees for deputy governor include Nana Usoro, Mohammed Sani, Abdullahi Datijo, Philip Keazo, and Dr. Bala Bello. They were confirmed after thorough screening at the floor of the Red Chamber.
Instead of time, the central bank in the past have left their job. They did not focus on policy making for the country because there is no way in the world a central bank will go and be talking about fuel or talking about rice. It's only Nigeria can hear that kind of rubbish. So are you going to be involving yourself in going to trade on petrol or trade on rice? Because it is embarrassing. Your job is to give us fiscal policy that will start this set of time.
We need a complete radical shift. We don't need the West to clap for us. We need Nigeria to clap for us. So I want these bankers, and also I've heard of you very much. When I was in trading, we trouble each other somehow when you were in Lagos. And even now, we will trouble you so that this president succeed. We need to keep interrogating our assumptions and ensure that we are not copying Washington, all this international finance capital. It is their interest. There is no such thing as common interest.
My calling has been a calling of banking. My calling has been a calling of dealing with institutions that have a culture of compliance. Okay, so not only even in government, when I was in the Commissioner for Economic Planning and Budget, I had a reputation for doing things properly, and I'm not about to compromise that reputation for anything.
Now, will the Senate confirm the nomination of Olayemi Cardoso for appointment as governor of the Central Bank of Nigeria? Those in favor say aye. Aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. The nomination of Olayemi Cardoso is hereby confirmed as governor of the Central Bank of Nigeria.
And for more on that development, I'm joined now by a senator of the Federal Republic who also, alongside his colleagues, did screen the now substantive CBN governor and 4 others deputies. Senator Ahmed Wadada, who's representing Nasarawa West. Distinguished, thank you for joining us on the news this hour. What was your observation interacting with the now confirmed CBN governor and the other 4 nominees that the president sent forth as deputies of the Central Bank of Nigeria?
Thank you very much. Even before the screening commenced, from their resumes, that's the resume of Mr. Cardoso and all his deputies, you know that the president made a good choice. But as it has always been, it is beyond just making the choice, but it is mostly or greatly or should be greatly about performance, and which is why they had to go through the screening that they went through, so that from the questions that senators asked and the various responses from the nominees, you will confirm that the expected performance or performances of the nominees will be commensurate to the various resumes they have. Because at the moment, we all know how challenged the Nigerian economy is. And the excesses, if I may use that word, or the challenges that this present Board of Governors will face in the Central Bank of Nigeria, because quite a number of things are wrong, and of course quite a lot also need to be done so that the economy will be better off for it and for the good of Nigerians.
I hear you distinguished. The former CBN governor had a rocky end to his tenure as governor of the Central Bank of Nigeria. Is currently now facing trial in that regard. What is the resolve of the 10th Senate to ensure that it keeps this new governor on his toes and also follow up with many of his policies?
Part of the reasons why the excesses of the last, central bank governor that is undergoing investigation today was because the government was negligent, if I may use that word, or the government was not responsive to the provision of the law, because from the time CBN began to be led or governed by Godwin Emefiele to the end, there has never been any audited report on Central Bank of Nigeria. And the law says every 2 years the Central Bank should be audited. And if Central Bank within those years was audited in between, of course some of the excesses would have been long discovered, and of course measures would have been taken to put stop to. So the 10th Senate is going to be really committed to doing that, especially that you are speaking to the Senate Committee Chairman on public accounts. Well, we shall do all that is required. And of course, the government of Nigeria, under the stewardship of Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, is as well committed to making Nigeria better. And that synergy between the Senate or the National Assembly and the executive arm of government that is so committed to making Nigeria better for Nigerians will give the needed results. For me, the three areas that are of concern to me are: one, the manufacturing sector. The manufacturing sector has so much potentials, and of course the potentials, if exploited, or if explode, we exploit and explore and exploit the potentials. It's got the ability to create lower, medium, and upper classes in Nigeria, because the manufacturing sector is an employment provider, and if employment is provided and then fortunes, capital investments are turned around with fantastic and good return on investment, economy grows. So
I'm afraid we're going to have to continue this conversation subsequently. Have been speaking with the chairman, Senate Committee on Public Accounts, and the senator representing Nasarawa West, Senator Ahmed Wadada. Thank you so much for sharing your thoughts with us on TVC News at 7.